Hi. I am having one of those days where I can't seem to accomplish any task. I just keep trying to do more. And I'm not like crossing anything off my list, and that makes me very anxious. Um, I am flying to Pennsylvania. I have to get to the airport in a couple hours. So I'm going to do this, then I'm going to go pack. I just wanted to chat. I needed a little positivity, to be honest. So I thought that I would bring you some. Hi, Sandy. Okay. It is Wednesday. It's technically Cooper's Monday. Oh, crap. Okay, never mind. It's our kids did not have school on Monday, and then Cooper stayed home yesterday. He has allergies and a cold, a combination. And for when you have a child with like him, if you have a child like him, he can't communicate when things are bothering him. Like his lips are really dry and it's very red and chapped. And we try to be very careful to not put him in situations where he could have a really hard time. And so we keep him home when he's not feeling well. We err on the side of caution more than our neurotypical kids. I mean, of course, we keep them home too, but they can say, like, yeah, I have allergies, but I'm feeling okay. He just can't. And so he stayed home yesterday and he truly rested the whole day. And then he was pretty excited this morning when he was like, I was like, yes, you only have 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And that like just tickled him pink. And then he did something he's never done before. So Cooper's probably main form of communication right now is he types things on his phone, either in a text message thread or in YouTube in the search bar. And then he will bring it to me and then I read it. So it could say anything from like North Pole Christmas, cookies. It could say anything. It's whatever he wants to say. This morning, he called me over and it said mom birthday. And my birthday's on Friday. And so I thought that was pretty darn amazing that he remembered, acknowledged, shared. It really made me feel just really thankful for him. Oh, I'm not getting comments. Is anyone commenting on Facebook? If you are, I cannot see your comments, and it's always so weird to talk without comments. Oh, I see Laura's finally a hi. I'm sure there's lots that I'm missing. Hi, Trish. Good morning. I wanted to share 2 things with you, or a couple things before I hop into my topic. First, we have events coming up in Naperville and Raleigh, and there's still tickets available. So if you want to come see us, make sure you get your ticket. It's Carrie, Adrian, and I. And we're also adding an event in Ohio. I'm just waiting to get the page made. So we'll be in Ohio on May 20th. Save the date. I know I keep saying that, but I'm waiting for the page to be built. We'll see you there. That's the first thing. The second thing is I shared a post this morning about a young man named Noah that I met at the corner bookstore in New York City. And it's taken me some time to write the post because if you just go look on Finding Cooper's Voice on Facebook and you'll see it. I was, sort of rushed. Carrie, Adrian, and I were at this bookstore. It was very small. It was very crowded. There was a long line. We weren't quite sure how we were going to manage, the book signing. And then I heard this. I knew it was a young man, but I heard this person making Cooper noises. And Cooper's noises are often like happy or anxious, like just think nonverbal sounds coming from your throat. And Cooper does a lot of like just different noises. I don't even know how to describe them. If you watch, you've heard them. And so I heard that at the bookstore, and I looked up and I saw this young man who was definitely older than Cooper, and without a doubt had severe autism. And I felt like I was drawn to him, just like boom. And I wrote this morning, and maybe I'm the only person that's ever thought this, but what would I be like if I wasn't gifted this beautiful boy? And I say that's how I feel. If I was never touched by disability, would I be the same person? Would I be worse? Would I be different? I mean, I'm very honest that autism has touched every aspect of my life. And when I think about meeting Noah, I think about Cooper taught me that our autism can't always wait in line. And so um, I left Adrian and Carrie, and I went right to this family. And I'm not sharing this for a kudos. I'm sharing this because I'm constantly asked how we can help families with autism. And this is it. Like, see us. And I went over and I met this wonderful young man and his mom and his aunt and siblings and cousins. They were all there gathered around Noah. And I was like, autism to the front of the line, get up here. Because we have had to leave so many places over the course of Cooper's 14 years because we can't do the line. And it's that simple. Like, it's that simple. He just can't do it. And he's making progress, but it's still really hard. And I don't want any family to ever feel like you can't see us because of your child's disability. So they came right up and we chatted, and it was just lovely to talk to them. And I'm sharing this because autism out loud, right? I feel like we all, when you live this life, you just long to blend in, you long to wait in line, you long to stand still. And I haven't, and this family hadn't. And I'm just so thankful that they made their way out. I would never have dared. I would never dare to bring Cooper to a book signing. And his mom said it was the only way that we could come. And I was like, oh, my heart. Oh, I mean, love this family. So thank you to his family for coming. And if you can just make the tiniest little bit of accommodation, we can do it. And it was just them not waiting in line, and it was great. There's one other thing I want to tell you. I don't remember. Hi, Carrie. I don't know who I'd be without Cooper too. I sometimes think, like, would I be the mom that lays by the side of the pool? would I be the mom that gets to sit? I always think about it in the reference to the pool. I don't know why. Or hotels or travel, because we can't do any of those things. But I'm like, what would I be like? Would I be sipping mimosas longingly by the pool and watching my kids play? I choose to see the gifts that Cooper has brought into our life, and I will forever do that. And I'm not saying it's not hard. We've been having some hard days, but I just get in the pool. That's what autism has brought me. I will always forever get in the pool. I will be swimming. And if you talk to Adrienne, she talks about this a lot. She's always in the pool. And she's playing at the park and playing chase. And it's the same with Cooper. It's the same. So I guess we just can't age. I think that's the answer. We're just not allowed to age. So I thought I would share this today. I'm not going to stay on very long, but so Cooper was diagnosed with autism at 3.5, just shy of age 4, which is truly asinine because He was nonverbal, non-speaking. He should have been diagnosed at 18 months. He should have been diagnosed. I mean, why it took so long, and that's a whole other video. But I really dove into research. There's nothing wrong with research. I dove into how do I help this kiddo and what can I do? And I tried gluten-free, dairy-free, casein-free, probiotics. I wanted to help my son. I just wanted to help him. And so I spent a lot of time Googling, which Dr. Google's terrible, but I spent a lot of time Googling what does nonverbal autism look like at age 10 or age 14. I don't know why I did that. I maybe Looney Tunes, but I wanted to see a glimpse into the future. Nothing planned for Houston. But we will be in Austin. I don't know Texas very well, but we will be in Austin at Book People. If that helps. I don't know how, I know Texas is like the most giant state. So are you anywhere near Austin? We'll be there. I think it's May 14th. And we'll be signing books. Anyhow, so I would Google, nonverbal at age 4. Nonverbal, or maybe, no, I don't think it was nonverbal. I think it was no words. That was like the thing that I did. I wanted this glimpse so bad. And I've shared this before on an aside. I found this YouTube page where the mom said that her son started talking by practicing animal sounds around the kitchen table for dinner. And I became like obsessed with her page. I desperately reached out to her and like begged her to tell me how to get my son to talk. If I could find those emails, I'm sure they were just so desperate. But I was like, how did you do it? What did you do? I want my son to talk. And I mean, I put like all my eggs in this basket. Like, if we could teach him animal sounds, then he could talk. I mean, I just wanted to help him so bad. And so I want to just tell you, 4 or 5 things that Cooper's doing. So what does severe, and you could pick whatever you want, high support needs, severe, profound, nonverbal. I don't want to fight over terms. I wave the white flag. Do I have a white flag? Over terms, whatever you choose to say. But what does autism look like for our son at 14 who is nonverbal and who will need lifelong care? What does it look like? And so I want to tell you some of the things that he's doing that I think amaze me every single day. Things that I never thought that he would do. And I always say that autism has given me the gift of sight. And I truly mean that. Like, with Cooper, I get to see good and bad and ugly and marvelous and miraculous. And I get to see so many things that I wouldn't see if I didn't have him in my life. So some of the things that that he's doing, and it's not like I ever put limits on him. I mean, I want Cooper to, run the world. But, and who actually helped me? Another page actually helped me with this. Her name is Val. And she talked to me about limitations that our kids have and how limitations isn't a sad thing. And I know that some parents feel that it is, but, Cooper will never drive a car. While it takes time to accept that, I'm not going to be sad every day for the rest of my life that he can't drive a car. It's just not possible. And I've really developed a healthy relationship with Cooper's limitations while pushing him as hard as I can and encouraging him, never to meltdown. No, no. But I want to encourage him to try and to, do you know what he did yesterday? Cooper eats the same thing for dinner every day. chicken nuggets, strawberries, and veggie straws, or peanut butter toast. He may eat a waffle or a pancake if we make them. But if given the choice, he will always, for 14 years, pick chicken nuggets. And so yesterday, of all days, I was like, Cooper said, eat. And I said, okay, do you want chicken nuggets and strawberries? And he looked at me and he was like, no. He said no. That's his no. And so I was like, oh, you want peanut butter toast, which is pa, pa, pa. And he's like, no. And I go, do you want spaghetti? And he goes, ah. And I was like, oh my gosh. I am telling you, he's eaten spaghetti before, so I'm not saying that. In 14 years, he has never asked me for a different food. And I was like, okay. So I made him spaghetti, made some noodles, made some sauce, and he ate the whole thing. It was amazing. I was just amazed. I was like, dude. And so the other day we ordered Chinese food and he took 2 bites of a chicken wing, like a fried chicken wing with breading. He's never done that before. I'm like, well, this is fantastic. And I talk a lot about food aversions and challenging eating. I talk a lot about Ella Ola because it's like the best thing ever. And there's so many judgments and shaming around picky eaters, challenging eaters. Goodness gracious. Like you should see the comment sections when I talk about Ella Ola vitamins. It's just a multivitamin powder. People are like, just feed him vegetables. Why don't you feed him green foods? Stop feeding him beige foods. I'm like, oh, good grief, people. If you think that I haven't tried to feed him a vegetable, like we got problems. I mean, so food stuff. Oh, people are Looney Tunes. Things that he does that amaze me. He always offers to carry the groceries in, which I think is awesome. He attempts to put the groceries away. That's amazing. He willingly gets in the shower now. I remember thinking I'm going to be bathing a 40-year-old man in the bathtub, and I don't want to. I can admit that. I'm like, I need him to shower. I mean, if you want a bath, fine, but like, I just wanted him to be able to take a shower. And for so long, I mean, we fought showers, and now he will willingly get in the shower. And I think I still have to wash him. Like I reach my hand in and I scrub his hair and I wash his body, but he will get in and he also dries himself. Now he has me do a once over, but he will like take the towel and dry himself to the best of his ability. That's pretty amazing. I think about just the little things, like the little steps. I mean, that's a big one. Let me think what else that has he done lately that's just like blown my mind. Oh, this morning, I already shared this if you're just hopping on. He said mom's birthday, which is on Friday. He asked me the other day for a pool party. He asked me for a pool party. And he asked me if Dexter could come. And I said, I don't know if Dexter can swim. Oh, thanks, Sandra. Our friend, Cooper's best friend, Dexter, has a trach that's relatively new, and I don't know the rules. So I'm like, let's just text Dexter's mommy and ask. And she said that he can't swim. And so I haven't told Cooper that yet because I think it'll make him pretty sad. And I don't know how to explain that to him. So I have to figure that out. A complicated life that we lead, right? It makes me sad for Dexter. Hi, Michelle. Cooper, it's just little things that like I never thought he'd be able to do. And a lot of it honestly is like we figured out ways to make life easier. I talk a lot about Kizik shoes too, but any step-in shoe, whether you get them at we do Kiziks, but whether you get Skechers or a lot of brands have slip-in shoes or slip-in, like for him to be able to put his own shoes on, that's a big deal. Like think about yourself. Your hands are full. You have other kids that you're getting ready. For my 14-year-old to be able to put his own shoes on, that was like monumental. Another one was he can buckle his own seatbelt. Uh, you know what we did? We actually got a seatbelt from a junkyard and practiced it. This is a hard motion for kids with disabilities, like crossing your body, the angle, the click. And for so long, we had Cooper in the third row, and I was climbing into the third row to buckle him. Or I'm like, Sawyer, can you buckle your brother? So for him to put his seatbelt on, that was a huge win, like monumental win. He's still really unsafe in parking lots. So we have to be very careful in parking lots. We've sort of made progress. You know, one of the areas that I forget that he's 14. So my son Sawyer is 12. And like I can trust Sawyer to put the cart back and get in the car. Cooper has to be put in the car with his seatbelt on before you put the cart back, or he has to come with you. Like he can't walk around the back of the car alone. And I share this information with you because I think that people don't understand the challenges and just the little parts of your day. Like I wouldn't trust my 3-year-old to walk around to the other side of the car without eyes on her. I cannot trust Cooper either, 14. I don't know if I'll ever be able to. Do you remember at what age he could handle not being in the harness? I would say Cooper was in a harness till 7, and then we switched to a seatbelt. Jennifer, we loved Hey Dudes, but and this is love Hey Dudes. I'll tell you about the seatbelt thing in a minute. The problem with the Hey Dudes was the back would get bunched and it was causing blisters and he couldn't tell us. And so he would just kick his feet and not tell us that he was getting blisters. And so I had to find a shoe that had a really firm back, if that makes sense. We had the same problem with Vans. Okay, but Sasha, back to the seatbelt. There is this like super inexpensive thing that you can get. It looks like a little rectangle with lines on it. And you put it, it's often used, I think it was created for people with dementia. And so it's inexpensive. You can buckle the seatbelt and they can't unbuckle it. So we probably could have went to a bigger harness, but we tried that and had big success with that. Kate tries to get the least restrictive first. It's not always a possibility, but I was like, a harness is a lot of work to get him into if I could do this. And so that worked. Like just Google or just go on Amazon and search like seatbelt protector or seatbelt, you'll find it. Seatbelt lock. Yeah, big, simple fix, simple. I mean, there's nothing simple with autism, but that made a big difference. And now we don't have to use that. So he's 14. But although the other day he was unbuckling a seatbelt, he was mad at me. So like if we get in like construction or he'll unbuckle it and look at me and I'm like, little shish kebab, put your seatbelt back on. And then I'll be like, no North Pole Christmas. And he's like, click. Oh, good, Mandy, just got a buckle lock. You know, if there's a home modification that you need, just search for it. Like, I think that we waited too long or were resistant to home modifications. Like one of our big issues is, and this is only bad in the winter when it's dark out earlier, he won't let us have any lights on. And you can get these like inexpensive plastic covers. Like it's like you see them at like doctor's offices that go over the light switches. And you just screw them in and like that. Um, do the home modifications. And I'll tell you, there's been times where my husband's like, I don't want that. I don't want to damage that or damage that. And I'm like, I can't live like this. I need this. I don't care if it damages the trim. I don't care, just home modifications are important. Put a keypad lock on your pantry, put a keypad lock on your master bathroom, whatever. I mean, on your basement. Make your life better. I do as I say, not as I do. Sometimes I'm a little resistant to doing it myself. I'm like, oh, we don't need it. And then, yeah, Rebecca, someone was saying it was like the seatbelt buddy. I don't know the name of it, but it looks just like a rectangle and it has like lines in it. And I know it was created for dementia because they can't unbuckle. Yeah. Candace, so the only thing you can do, well, there's things you can do for windows, but you may have to get rid of the glass in your windows and go to like plexiglass. I know people that have done that. And I do know that, do not quote me on this, but some waivers, counties will pay for that. Do a little research because I know people that have gotten it and have gotten it covered. We haven't needed, I'm going to knock on wood, window stuff. Our Cooper has always escaped outdoors, so we've had to have lots and lots of locks. That's what we have. We're also going to put cameras throughout the house. It's time on our main floor. We've dabbled with it, and then it's time. Like we need to be able to see what he's doing as he's moving throughout the house. How do you keep this strap that goes across the chest? Well, I don't know. Cooper's never had a problem with the strap, so I mean, I could be forgetting, but I don't think that we've ever had a problem with the strap across the front. I'm sure there's something for it though. You know what we've never found is a good freezer lock. We've never found a good freezer lock. We have needed freezer locks, never found one that's worked. Or honestly, a good fridge lock. Like we have needed it. We've actually had to start, Cooper will, I think it's an anxiety. He will like obsessively eat. And often it's cheese, which mass amounts of cheese is not good for you for lots of reasons. And so, and then we'd find the packages like throughout the house. I'm like, oh, here's a empty bag of cheddar cheese. This is weird, And so we started putting food in our fridge in the garage because he wouldn't go out there. But I share all this with you just because there's so many ways throughout our day where autism affects everything, where if you didn't live it, you wouldn't think of it. Honestly. Like Cooper's 14 and he would still overflow the bath water. He takes a bath whenever he doesn't feel well. He'll do lots of baths, and he'll overflow it. And at 14, I mean, Sawyer's 12, and like he would know. Just things like that. I mean, it's still in so many ways watching a toddler. It's in so many ways. And yet, again, in the same breath, Cooper has made so much progress. And I'm so unbelievably proud of him. I was talking about caregiving yesterday. Who was I talking about it with? Oh, Coles and then Adrian. And it's just, the reason I talk about it so much is just because our lives are so different. And I don't want to complain. I just want to start the conversation. So when we think, why is Kate so tired? Well, she's hiding cheese and watching the bathwater. I mean, it's like holding hands in parking lots and making sure his body doesn't have bruises and marks and blisters and scratches. And we just do it. And we do it because they're our babies. But if we ever stop to evaluate it, it's like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. What's the point of the cameras? Marion, Cooper cannot be safely in a room alone. And on our main floor, we're okay, but we would like to be able to be in the backyard and play catch with our other kids. And if Cooper doesn't want to come out, if we have a camera on him, then we can leave the room, leave the space. And we haven't done that yet. And we probably should have done it a long time ago. But we can't always get him to come outside. He may be done. He may not want to be out there. And if we can still play with our other kids and have eyes on him 100%, then we can keep living our life. So, okay, I think that's it. I hope everyone has a great day. I'm headed to Pennsylvania. Come see me in Buffalo. I'm going to do 2 keynotes about my book and a book signing. If you haven't ordered, grab it. We hear about the New York Times list today, but I doubt we made a 3rd week. I'm pretty sure we didn't, and that's okay. We made 2 weeks, unexpected weeks on that list. We're so proud. This book, it covers life with a child on the spectrum from diagnosis to young adulthood. So everything I'm talking about, it's just our lives. And if you feel alone or you want to know more, pop over to Amazon and grab it. Okay. Bye, guys. Good night. Nope, that's not right. Have a good day. See ya.